This is a slow cooker, and if you have one of these, you've probably made pot roast, chili, maybe even some chicken in it. Well, today I'm going to show you how to turn your slow cooker into a dog food making machine. Hi and welcome. I'm the Barking Good Chef, and this channel is all about helping you make wholesome, human-grade food for your dog. And today I'm going to show you how to use a crock-pot slow cooker to make a wonderful meal of beef, chicken, carrot, sweet potato, and a grain of your choice, all in one of these. Now, yes, I know Instant Pots these days are really popular, and I use one myself to make dog food. But we shouldn't overlook the good old-fashioned slow cooker. Your grandma might have had one of these, your mom might have had one of these, and well, maybe you have one of these. And these are still really good tools for making food. They are just kind of a set it and forget it machine, and they're also a lot cheaper than an Instant Pot. They're usually about half the price if you buy one new. Another great thing about a slow cooker is that you can buy one at a thrift store, usually really cheap. Seriously, every time I go to the thrift store, I see a whole row of crock pots, and they're usually only about $10. Now, I should note that a crock pot is the formal name for a type of slow cooker, but you can use any type of slow cooker that you have, whether it's a crock pot or a different type of brand. Just for simplicity's sake, if I say crock pot and slow cooker, I mean the same thing for this video. In fact, you'll note that this particular slow cooker was actually made by Corningware, and instead of using a stone insert, it actually has one of Corning's special ceramic type vessels. But like I say, any type of slow cooker will work for this recipe. Okay, so here we go. Here's how to put it all together. And now I should just mention that just use these ratios and these ingredients as a guide. You don't have to use the exact same ones I do. You can kind of mix it up. So for this, I'm using about 1 carrot and half of a sweet potato or a yam that I've already cut and peeled. We're just going to pour that right into the bottom. We're also going to use just under a cup of grain. Now, brown rice is really great with this. I like to use wheat berries. And I did a whole video on wheat berries and why they're good for dogs. They have a lot of fiber, and they're really good if you have a dog who has constipation issues. So I'm just gonna measure out, let's say about 3/4 of a cup of wheat berries. We'll just pour these right in. And then finally for the meat, I'm using about half a pound of beef stew meat and 3 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Now, what's great about a crock pot is that it can take a tough cut of meat like the stew meat and really break it down. That's what happens with that long cooking time. So we're just gonna put all this in here. And again, these are chicken thighs. You could also use chicken breast if you want something a little less fatty. Just put that in there. And those are the main ingredients. Now, all we're gonna do is we're going to add some water to this. You could also use broth if you want even more nutritional value. Just be careful because some broths have a lot of salt in them. So we're just gonna use about, let's say, a cup or 2 of water, just almost to cover this meat and all the rest of the ingredients. Now, you can use more liquid if you want it to be a little soupier, and you can use less liquid if you want it to be, well, less liquidy at the end. Now, finally, I am gonna add just a little bit of salt. If you are making only homemade food for your dog like I do, and you're not gonna mix this with kibble, it can be a good idea to add a little bit of salt because that has iodine, which is a necessary ingredient for dogs. So this is really it. We'll just kind of give this a stir. We'll put a lid on this. We will turn this on high, and we will let this cook for about 4 to 6 hours or until everything is tender. Now, about half hour before this is done, I'm gonna add one more ingredient that I'll show you that'll give it a nice visual pop. But you've done the work. You've put everything in the crock pot. Now all you have to do is turn it on and let it do the rest. I'll meet you back here in, let's say, about 4 or 5 hours, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Okay, it's been just over 4.5 hours. Let's take a look at this. This looks amazing. I can tell the beef is nice and tender. The chicken is fully cooked. This looks great. Now you can totally serve it as is, but I like to add just one more ingredient, and that is some green peas here. And I just buy these frozen. So I'm gonna put about half a cup of peas in here, and we'll just sprinkle them right on top. We'll put the lid on and we'll just let this cook for maybe another half hour, just until these peas are thawed. This gives it a nice punch of both flavor and color. Okay, the peas are thawed, everything is done, and look at this. This looks absolutely fantastic. My dog has been smelling this all day, and she has just been, her nose is up in the air. You can tell that she is just licking her chops. So what we'll do is I'm gonna put some of this in a bowl. We'll let it cool to lukewarm. You don't wanna serve this right away. You wanna let it cool down a bit. Now, as you can see, this makes quite a bit of food. So refrigerate the rest, maybe even freeze some of the rest, and then when you are ready to serve, you can just kind of heat it up to lukewarm. You can do that in a microwave, and you can serve it as is, or you can even mix it in with your dog's existing kibble. And that is how to turn your Crock-Pot slow cooker into a dog food making machine. Hey, give this recipe a try. You know, try it with the meat that you have on hand, the grains that you have on hand. I think that your dog is really gonna like it. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Until next time, all my best to you and your pack.